Blah. Y'all already know what it is. Your boy Yaakov. What it do? The outlet to reality. The holdest podcast in Vegas and Chicago. What up? This is the place where you want to hide from your drama, or maybe hide from your baby mama. Just kidding. But anyways, fan, thank you for staying tuned. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Cha-ching! And today we have one of the best guests. I ain't gonna lie, she's the best actress and dancer I have ever seen. Give it up for Lluvia. What's up, girl? How you doing?
Hey, how you doing? Thank you for the best.
Hey, anytime, girl. It's been a minute. It was hard to get you because I know you got so many followers. I had to wait until I was the next one to be read. You know what I'm saying?
I am pretty busy, but it's always a pleasure to try and if anybody wants to interview me, I'm like, okay, I'll make some time. I'm just kidding.
I like that. I like it like that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, don't make me start dancing right now because I will.
No, for real, guys. She know how to break it down. I'm gonna get there, but she know how to break it down. You know what I'm saying?
But I am those people that will dance in the grocery store. Otherwise, why did they put music in the grocery store? He don't want you to dance to it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, we might have to do a little video, dancing in the grocery store, trying to get that orange. You know what I'm saying?
No, you'll be that person and recording on the side of the camera. They just catch me doing the little worm and stuff. Yeah, nothing to see here, guys. Nothing to see here.
Oh man. Well, look, I'm gonna share a story that happened to me this week. So sometimes on the side, I do driving, picking up people, giving people rides. And one time I picked up this girl, and I ain't gonna lie, I was looking for the person. I was going crazy. I was like, man, I don't see him. Then I was like, you know what, that pretty girl, I think that might be her. So she was basically watching videos on TikTok, and I was like, trying to get her attention. She didn't hear me. And then I didn't realize she had her headphones, the AirPods. So I was like, I didn't want to bump into it because, COVID is so real, So she looked, and I'm like, I said her name, and she's like, oh, yeah, that's me. I'm like, perfect. So we're walking to the car, right? And then right away, I knew because she liked TikTok, I'm going to pick at her brain a little bit. So I was like, hey, so girl, you like TikTok? I know this. She's like, yeah, I'm addicted to it. And I'm like, yeah, me too, girl. It's just so easy to swipe, skirt. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. 3 hours later. Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah. So we get to the car, and I'm like, girl, you're not going to believe this, but I do TikTok. She's like, no, for real? I'm like, yeah. She's like, you lying. I'm like, no, for real. So she pulls out her phone. She looks up my name. I says, at Yaakov 28. And then she looks, and she's like, wow, you funny. And she saw me dancing, breaking it down. And she's like, who's that pretty girl with you? Is that your girlfriend? I'm like, nah, she's like one of my closest friends, but you're not the first one to say that. Like, everybody thinks that. She's like, oh, that's what's up. So we're driving in the car, right? And I'm trying to be cool and professional. And she's like, hey, real quick, what's your name? I said, it's David. And she goes, that's my ex-husband's name. And I'm like, dang. I was like, that sounds bad.
Yeah, I was like, is that a good thing?
Right? And she goes, well, yeah, it wasn't a good experience. I don't really like David's. I'm like, it's cool, girl. My name is Yaakov. What it do? That's my stage name. So we'll use that, And I'm driving, got the music, boom, boom, what I'm saying? Trying to have a good ride. And then she was like, so I kind of picked at her. I was like, girl, so what happened between you and David? And she goes, well, he cheated on me. Dun, dun, dun. You know what I'm saying?
Awkward.
Right. And I'm like, girl, I'm going to be honest, not old man cheat. But what I could tell you is that we do follow this. I don't know if you ever heard our theme song. And she goes, what theme song? Well, it goes like this. She caught me on the camera. Was it me? And she caught me on the sofa.
Oh, God. You told her that was a thing. That is a terrible thing song for someone who's been cheated on. I'm just saying. You didn't do that.
No, for real. She was laughing so hard. She's like, man, you funny. I'm like, girl, I'm telling you that I know what the throwback. Like, it's in me. So I'm letting you know it wasn't me. Because I'm a different David. I'm just telling you. Right?
That's true.
I had to. So, I'm driving, I'm about to, we're pulling up. And then she comes out. And you're not gonna believe what she says. She's like, hey, you think I can get your Instagram?
Okay.
I was like, it's an honor. You know what I'm saying? So
that theme song worked. That's all I'm gonna say. That theme song worked.
There you go. Thank you. And so she saw my profile and she saw that I teach cumbia, right? And she's like, oh man, you teach cumbia, you think I could come through? I said, yeah, girl, I teach private. So what I recommend is you bring a bottle so we can go, celebrate. You know what I'm saying? Get it wild. And she's like, you too funny. So pretty much that was like my day, but it was really nice. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I kind of like when the girl does like the first move. Like, that's like a move trying to get my Instagram. I give it to her, of course,
Right.
And I kind of like that too. Even like when you in the date, I don't know if this ever happened to you. I'm gonna actually pick on you a little bit. Have you ever had the moment where you're with this nice guy? He's, he smells good, looks good, he's funny, and then you went for the kiss? Has that ever happened? Like, have you ever done that?
That I initiate the kiss?
Yeah.
Only if I've been giving the vibe that he's open to it. Like, he's flirting back. You just know, like when that vibe is being given back, when you're flirting, kind of like it's heading that way, then I suppose that, yeah, I have like in some way kind of insinuated, maybe not go straight for the kill, like just me. It's one of those like Hitch things. You call 90-10 kind of deal. So if you don't meet me at 10 at least, go after. Be like, oh, I don't know, what was that? It's like, but other than that, then no. But yeah, I think he has to kind of give the vibe that you are open to it, that you're both feeling each other that way. And I think you can tell when it is, when you're not. That might be a little bit embarrassing, to come back from that, like I said. So yeah, so did she do that? She initiated something like that?
I had this girl, so this is like back in the days. I was like 15 and she was like, she just turned 18, like literally. But we grew up like in the same neighborhood, like really cool people, and she went for the kiss. And for me, I was like, dang, I felt special. I turned red, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, I hope I do a good job. And I'm gonna be honest, that was like probably one of my first kiss I've ever done. Like, not no peck, like, you know what I'm saying? It was like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The real,
yeah. So it was real good. I was like, I appreciate you preparing me for the future. You know what I'm saying?
You're like, I wasn't ready, but I damn sure ready now. It's one of the baptizing by fire. You know what I'm saying?
No, right. So yeah, that's my thing. I really feel that if a woman like makes the first move, I do feel like she stands out from like any other woman, because the guy's always expected to be the first one to make the move, but she stands out because I'll never forget that. You see?
Yeah, but also I think because I don't think you had ever encountered a girl like that before. It was the first one of, I don't know if one of many, but it was a first one, at least in that moment for you. So therefore she's memorable. It's like everybody remembers their first everything, right? So I think that's why she's memorable to you. And yeah, you're right. There's probably not that many, especially not in our teenage days, girls that would just go for it like that. Carl's a little bit more shy that way. But you were one of the lucky ones that you got to meet one of the girls that did initiate it, because there wasn't that many. There's not that many that are.
Right. No, it's true, girl. So I'm really happy, man. The generation's changing. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like the the dating apps.
Yeah.
From my experience, I'm gonna be honest, and this is real. Maybe because I'm getting older, I'm 29, but when I did the dating apps, none of them, like, I'll get maybe one match, and that's it, bro. And then like within like the next day, I got unmatched, and it's so sad. And all my friends, and I got friends that are ugly. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like, they're not really good looking, and they got like so many, like maybe over like 30 matches. And I'm like, bro, how is that possible? Like, you don't, first of all, you don't shower, your hair looks messed up. You look like you just came from the freaking, I don't know where he came
I
from.
don't want no scrub. Scrub is the guy that can get no look from me. Yeah. Every time he say, that's all I hear in my mind.
It's so true. So I was a little disappointed. So I was like, man, it's just not for me. So for me, honestly, what's been working for me is meeting people like at different socials and like different events. And then I'm meeting people that have the same interests. So it's easier to go out with that person, my opinion.
Right. No, it's true. I have mixed feelings about the dating apps too. I think it depends on what your purpose is for the app. You know, if you're just trying to have fun and do not, be crazy, nothing serious. And I think the dating app, especially Tinder, because it's like free and they're known for that, then yeah, I think if you're going with that mentality, then you really don't care. So it doesn't matter. My friend, I think I got it once for him and just kind of just trying to have fun. He literally swiped on like, I don't know. He literally exhausted his swipes in like 5 minutes. I think you can only have so many. And then like after you exhaust them, like you have to like wait a period about a time to like keep swiping, because he figured probably out of, say, I don't know, 100 swipes, 10 might match, and then 5 might message or something. I don't know. But I think it's because of the mentality that he was in it. He was in it. It was just like, who cares? It's just fun. If you're going in with the mentality of trying to date, then it's going to be a little more difficult to find people who are in the same mentality as you, because you're trying to find quality people to date, So then if I think that's when people go into like the apps that you actually have to pay, because they're, people who just want to have fun, they ain't paying for it. It's free. But if you're trying to actually date somebody for real, that's when they go into the paying apps and stuff, because they take that serious. They don't mind paying for that. Now, before, I used to have this mentality where I thought dating apps were for like people who just couldn't get a date. Like they were just like, oh, like, and I would be like, I can get a date. I don't need a dating app. I mean, I'm perfectly capable of finding a real life human, like in person, right? And then my friend actually convinced me, because she made me realize that I was seeing it in the wrong way. She said, dating app is not for people who just can't find a date. It's like for people like us that are very busy and we don't have time to meet people. We don't have time to go outside. I mean, granted, yeah, I have the ability to meet people in so many different things, places, because of the things I do. But some people don't. Some people just work, go home, and they're just always busy with work. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. It makes it easier for you to filter out the people who you don't want to meet because, you don't match with them, and the people that you do match with, and you at least, you have something in common. So it makes it easier to meet people outside of your normal situations that maybe you wouldn't have a chance to meet, like, so you with purpose go see and meet this person, and then you already know that you're both in the same page because you both agreed to meet. So it's a way of filtering out what you don't want, and, a way to like give yourself an opportunity to find somebody that has interests as you. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to work out, but hey, you can find friends there. You can meet people, friends with benefits. That's what you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? Like, or just if you want to just have fun. Either way, it serves some kind of purpose. You just have to know what your purpose is for the app. That's my opinion.
I love it. Look at her. She got you already hitting me with that thing. I'm like, man, I'm learning. Look at that. I was like,
oh man, I tell you, I'm gonna go on and on. Stop my.
And for my fans out there, for those who don't know, we have our special guest, the best actress. I already told y'all she is also the best dancer, Lluvia girl. So I want to pick at your brain. So a little bit so my fans to get to know you and your fans more. Tell us a little bit about your background, your hobbies, uh, your neighborhood you grew up in, and are you born and raised in Vegas?
No, I'm actually born in Texas, El Paso, Texas. I moved here when I was like 10, 9 or 10. And then most of my family moved back to Texas, but I stayed in Vegas. I did move back to Texas with my parents for about 3 years, but it's such a different world in Vegas, right? It's like we are spoiled in Vegas. I was like, over there, they stopped selling alcohol at midnight or stop on Sunday. I'm like, oh, like this is just, I was just in shock. So I didn't make it there longer than 3 years. I moved back to Vegas. So now I've been in Vegas since 2013, so about 8 years. So I've been here more than half my life. So I'm proud to consider both Vegas and Texas my homes. I absolutely love my city. It just grew a lot on me. So I love this city. But I'm here in Vegas only with my brother and his family. The rest of my family is in Texas. But my friends also became my family. You know, it wasn't easy because I was always a girl that didn't really, let's say that I didn't really fit in. You know, I was like, I liked school. I was always smart. I was always trying to, study, but I also wanted to have fun and I wanted to have friends, but I always had the in between. I was always with the really, really nerdy kids. I didn't want to skip school. And I was with the people that skipped school and didn't care to study. And I was like, I need the in between. I was like, I don't know how to find it. So I was never really like one to fit in much. I would never really identify with a lot of people either. If anything, I could say that I consider myself an introvert. I grew up like a tomboy. I love Dragon Ball Z. I love drawing, all that stuff. And, boxing with my brother. I have a brother and a sister, both 1 year and 2 years older than me. But I was always more like a tomboy, like I said, with my brother. So that's how I grew up. And then, what ended up happening is I knew I loved dancing. Dancing is a big, big passion of mine, but I didn't know how to go about it. I did a little bit in high school, but I didn't really pursue much of it. I was in a relationship at the time. That was my priority. So once I was out of that relationship, I started pursuing it in Texas when I first moved back. And I started with ballroom because my aunt, she's my role model, my mom's sister, and she did ballroom as well. So she helped me start my way into dancing that way. But I also liked law because I talk a lot, of course. So everyone was like, you're going to be an attorney because you talk a lot. You get always arguing about something. I'm like, well, don't just tell me no, like explain to me why. Like, I need to know the why. I need to understand, that's how I feel people will understand why not. Don't jump off the cliff because you'll die. Okay. But don't just tell me no, because my curiosity is going to go and kill myself. So that's how I always was. So because I like law, I started working for law firms. Started first as a runner, stuff like that. And then I just kind of like climbed up the ladder my way up to being now a case manager. I manage cases for a law firm, which is what I do now. So I've done it for, 7, 8 years. I love my job. I like law. However, my passion is, like I said, dancing. So I kept doing that. That was like my escape from my regular world, which was dancing. And it went from ballroom to salsa and bachata. And then I sprinkle a little bit of like everything from there, which is like hip hop, ballet, jazz, whatever I can do, because once you like dancing, I feel like as a dancer, you'll grow if you learn from a lot of people and different styles. And then that's how you create your own. And then if you're a true artist where you love dancing, then you kind of like want to expand into other areas that you can get better at. And by all means, I'm not an expert. I'm not a pro dancer or anything like that. I just love it so much that I invested a lot of time and years and money into it. And my brother would ask me, like, why do you spend so much? Why do you sacrifice so much for dancing? What do you want to do with it? Do you want to become a teacher? And I said, no, I don't want to teach dancing. I only do it for the love of it. In fact, I wouldn't want to teach because I feel like I'm doing it for the wrong reasons. That's not why I got into it. So I made it a rule to myself where I don't teach dancing because I don't want to do it out of obligation. I want to do it because I want to. So, but it's become a little bit more hard over the years because a lot of people have actually asked me to teach them. I have a lot of people who, like, I want you to, and it's difficult for me to say, you know what, I'm sorry, but I don't. And I refer them to my friends' studios because I absolutely do trust that they will be taught correctly, which is where I learned also with my friends, multiple studios, not just one. So I refer them there, and it gives my friends a way to make more dancers in Vegas. And also, I love it when people get inspired by seeing me dance, that they want to go out and do that. Now, obviously, out of 10 people that ask me, 2 might actually go, right? Because a lot of people say, oh, I love how you dance. I want to dance like you. But really little people actually want to take the step to do it. So those people are the ones that are now, social dancers, and I see around, which is great. And that's how you build friendships, long lasting friendships and dancing and stuff. But that's my biggest one is dancing that I started off. Now, my other passion that I have right now is acting. That just started recently. Let me backtrack a little bit. I'm more of a jack of all trades, master of none. Like, besides dancing, I do a lot of other things, a lot of little things here and there. Hobbies like I recently got into Kung Fu. I used to train in Krav Maga. I like boxing. I do kickboxing. I like being active. I love all those things, maybe because I was a tomboy. I don't know. So I am trained, not fully, but I am trained. I started that.
Wait, can I pause you for a sec?
Yeah.
I'm going to pick at your brain real quick because you said Kung Fu. So I want to see what you can do. That's what you're saying. But I want to ask you, right? You like that? So I was going to ask you, what style of Kung Fu are you learning right now? Because there's Llama, there's Crane, there's Praying Mantis, Eagle Claw. What's the style they're teaching you?
The Shaolin, there's not really one right now that I'm learning. I'm basically doing more of the wushu. I don't know if the wushu style. At K-Star Academy is great. There's a few other ones that maybe I will like to kind of just try, just because I like same thing with dancing. I feel like you'll get good at learning from different masters, Sifus, and also you get I don't want to say your own style because Kung Fu is Kung Fu, but that's how you grow. And it's very new, so I'm by all means I'm not saying I know how to do the praying mantis yet. So, but I got into it because again, I always liked fighting, and I'll do Krav Maga and stuff like that. But I was playing around with a staff. I always did that since I was a kid. I see a stick on the floor for whatever, and I grab it and I just start twirling it, start acting like I'm fighting. Maybe because I watched Dragon Ball Z too much. I don't know. But I started like playing with the staff always. So now I know how to twirl it. And someone asked me, like, why don't you take Bujutsu classes? And I'm like, which is both staff classes. And I'm like, you know what? Why don't I? So I started looking for classes. No one really knew. And then I know this really cool girl. Her name's Jackie. She's an awesome fighter. And I was like, she's going to know where to direct me. So definitely reached out to her. And she sent me to a few places. Like, yeah, you should reach out here. You should reach out there. So I ended up at K-Star Academy right now and started trying to learn Kung Fu from the bottom. Because if you really want to get good at something, you need to, there's no fast forward button. There's no shortcut to get good. You have to do the work, right? You have to train from the beginning and have the fundamentals, you know, and then get good at your basics to then be able to do such, you know, weapons and stuff like that. Then you go into like your style of choice. Let's put it that way, you know, like your bow staff or your sword or whatever it's going to be. So I'm right now at the bottom. I'm like super starting. It can be a little challenging for somebody that is not younger, you know, because obviously, you know, they're more flexible and then more this and then more that. But I don't find that that to be an impediment. If you really want to do something or you want to start it, doesn't matter what age you are, you should definitely go for it. And I feel like all these activities has kept me young in a way, young where I'm 33, by the way. Yes, I'm disclosing that. And I don't feel like I'm in any way, shape, or form where I'm like too old to do something. You know, I'm recently going to start my friend's going to start teaching me how to snowboard better because I suck at it right now and I refuse to suck at it. So things like that, where it's like, you know what, if you think of something that you like and you don't want to suck at it, then just do it. Just go online and look at classes and then just go for it. There's no reason why not to go for it, except you're the only one standing in your way if you don't do something. And my motto is, which is how it got into also acting, is the only difference between you, like me, anybody in general, and the famous people, right, who made it successfully, you know, something, is that they didn't give up. They tried one more time. You know, you only fail if you stop trying. So that's the only reason, that because maybe those people continue to do it until they finally caught a big break and then they, you know, took off with their career. And somebody else that maybe just gave up, you know, that's why they didn't make it. And if they would have tried it maybe a little more, maybe their break would have been around the corner, but they will never know that now. Yeah. So that's how I see it, is like, it doesn't matter what it is that you want to do. If you decide you want to pick up piano now, then just do it. That's it. Just do it. Just have an effort moment and then just be like, you know what? I think today I'm just going to fly to Italy and then go to online and start looking at flights and stuff. I mean, obviously you don't want to do it in a way where you don't plan things. You don't want to mess up your life, but if it's in your ability to do it, then just do it, because at the end of the day, money comes and goes. People come in and out of your life. But the experiences you make, you know, all that stuff, it's just going to fly you by. And I don't want to leave this earth with regrets of something that I didn't try, where I can be like, younger generation, when I'm like 50 years old, comes up to me and will say, guess what I'm doing? I'm doing this and that and I'm flying the world. And I don't want to be the one to say, I wanted to do that. I didn't do it. I regret not taking the chance. I regret not having done that. No, I want to be able to say, I tried. Maybe I failed, but I tried and I did do this and I did do that. You know what I mean? So that's how I got into acting, really. Do you want me to tell you a little story about that?
Yes, please. Now, before you say it, can you hold that thought real quick?
Yep.
I want to share something real quick. So in Kung Fu, right? So there's something that I wish I was taught when I was young, right? So I've been, you know, that's my background is martial arts. I've been teaching for over 15 years. So it's been a part of me. But one thing is, when you notice, when you do your forms, right? There's a moment, depending what form you're doing, there's a moment you go like that and you open and close, right? For the beginning or closing. I'm going to tell you a secret for people don't know. In the olden days, it meant that you had the secret knowledge that could protect your village. And it's a book. And it's the secret, like mysterious, you can think of like the ancient teachings of protecting yourself, you know? So every time I did my form, I felt like, man, I got the power. I'm about to break it down. And so I do it. And then I know my mind is like, now I know why I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I see that. And another thing I'm going to tell you, girl, the more you do Kung Fu, which is different from other martial arts,
Right.
is the only style that I've learned, because I study different martial arts, but Kung Fu teaches you pressure points.
Yep.
So when you keep it, they're gonna teach you all the locks, break it down, falling. You're gonna learn all the, like, when sometime on my free time, I will go to different school dojos to do some grappling with my friends that do jiu-jitsu. Now they do stuff like the arm bar and locks, but what they don't know is the pressure points I know. So like anywhere right here in the neck, like if you put your finger and you put it up here, right here, girl, and you go up, they gonna tap.
Yep.
And that thing, you feel it. So like there's just different ways, like, because you move kind of like water, like very relaxed. So that's an advantage you're gonna have, is learning all these pressure points. And it's like everywhere. You got right here, girl. You got everywhere. But that's one thing I wanted to share with you, because I thought it was
I appreciate that. I actually had I always wanted to do BJJ, right? I tried a little bit of Muay Thai. That didn't go very well with my shins. And then I wanted to try Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But for whatever, that's right around the time that I had gotten into a school with my Krav Maga instructor. He opened a school, and I was going to try and get more into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and then COVID hit, right? So I was like, well, there goes that. I obviously couldn't get into it. And I had a coworker who does it, right? So he's like, oh, come on down, you're Kung Fu, got nothing on my BJJ. I was like, okay, whatever. And I tried it. And the thing is about, he was a big guy. It's like, so it's more of the, like you say, the pressure points. I'm new at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So obviously, you're going to know all the do's and don'ts of Jiu-Jitsu, but wait till I actually learn all the pressure points of Kung Fu, and your big, tall self ain't going to have nothing against this short little person. And that's what I try to tell people always. It's like, doesn't matter what my size is. Like, don't let my size fool you because I'm a girl. And that's one of the main reasons, probably why I was a tomboy, is because I hated that people would doubt me because I was a girl, because I was short or whatever, and I absolutely don't like people telling me that I can't do something. And it's one of those, like, oh, I can't do it, hold my beer, because then I might eat crap, but I will do it, and I will try my best to prove you wrong. And because of that, because of people doubting me, or people, I feel like everybody at some point went through bullying or got put down at some point, that always, instead of like letting that get to me, which at some point it does, everybody, we're human. It always served as motivation to push further, and kind of like, I won't ever let anybody make me feel this way again, because I'm going to know that I can do it. I proved it to myself. I know my worth, blah, 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 blah. So people, I feel everybody in this life needs purpose. Right. And you just have to find what your purpose is. I'm Christian. So for me, it's like the purpose that God has for me. And whether you know it or not, the point is to try and strive to continue to find that purpose. And maybe you don't know what it is yet, but by at least trying to do things you love. Why do you love it? I don't know. Well, but then go do it anyway and find out. If you love art, just take a painting class, anything that will give you purpose of making you be in a place where you feel that you're doing something with your life, whether that's what Kung Fu is, right? It doesn't matter if you're mopping the floor. You're going to show the people, well, I'm just mopping the floor, but I'm going to mop this floor the best that anybody's ever seen. And you're going to see the sparkle, that's the point. It doesn't matter what you do, as long as you do it with all your heart, with repetition, with consistency, because you love it, because you like it. And then once you do that, if you want to find something new, then do something new. Don't ever think that life is just one thing. And it's really not. And that's how a lot of people, I feel, will have these I don't want to say regrets, but wants that they don't pursue for whatever reason, for either a lack of confidence or they're just shy, or, you know, it's a will thing at that point, you know, and you just have to, nothing beautiful will ever grow out of comfort zone. So you have to try and put yourself out there. And as an artist, you know, when I try to put my little TikTok videos out there or whatever, you know, it's like I'm literally telling the world, like, here, judge me, tell me what you think. And you're vulnerable because, you know, you're open for criticism and praise. But you're also, I feel like it also will learn, and like as a constructive criticism. Now, if somebody's coming at you with in a loving way and say, hey, you know, I think you could do this better, then take it, you know, like go from it and thank you for your feedback. If somebody's coming at you just to be a troll, then those are the ones that you have to filter out, the ones that their opinions don't matter. You have to understand and have the thick skin to be in an industry like this, or to do something like what I'm trying to do, because otherwise it's gonna deter me every time if I really let somebody's no be my defining answer. Like, okay, you say no, but, you know, I know this person might say yes, you know, that's fine. One day I will show you what your loss is. And that's how you just have to keep moving forward. I remember, and I have this very much engraved in my brain, where Meryl Streep tried out for the role of King Kong, you know, the old one back in the day. And she was told that she was too ugly to do the role, that she wasn't. So, you know, they hired the other actress, I forgot her name, and she was gorgeous. And I remember her saying, you know, well, I'm sorry you feel that way. Meryl Streep, you know, an amazing actress, was told she was too ugly, she wasn't good enough for the role. And then if she would have let that no stop her, she wouldn't be who she is today, you know? So she went out and she did way more other amazing roles. And it's kind of like what I'm trying to do. It takes a little bit of a while to really get used to the rejection. You know, it does take a little bit. Nobody likes getting rejected, but you can't take it personal. You have to try and understand that it's not necessarily about you. If somebody doesn't cast you for something, it's just because maybe you weren't the right fit for that person's vision. It's not about you. It's about what they want, and it's their vision. It's their project. So you just have to find the ones that you are right for. And you just have to keep doing that. The way that I got into acting was because I always, I love movies. I don't read books much. I like history, but I don't read books. It just puts me to sleep. I wish I wasn't like that. But anyway, so I don't know. So I watch a lot of movies. And then I remember one day I watched a movie, and then it was probably about some evil queen. So I started just after the movie, I was very much into the character, and I started just spitting dialogue for no reason, acting like I was this evil queen of or whatever, right? Just making up random dialogue. And I was like, you know, that's pretty good. I was talking to my dog, because I have a dog, and I was like, you know, that's pretty good. So then I thought to myself, you know what, maybe I should look into acting. Maybe I do have something in this. And I remember I thought of it as a dream. I was like, oh, that's something I can never achieve. Like, that's a dream. Like, I'm too old for this. This was like literally, maybe I was 29 years old. So about a few years ago. And I kept it as just a dream that I was too embarrassed to tell anybody what I was thinking, because I was like, they're going to laugh in my face. And sure enough, some people did say like, oh, well, you're not young. You have to, you're too old to start something like that. I was like, okay. So I never did do anything with it specifically. I kind of maybe inquired here and there because of the connections or friends that I had that I knew were maybe videographers or something. I was like, maybe somebody knows something, but never really pursued it. Until one day, shortly before my birthday, a few days before my birthday, I had an accident where a dog bit my face. And literally I have like a few scars here.
Wait, how did that happen? Like, it's just like in the park, or the dog came out of nowhere?
No, it was my roommate's dog. It was my roommate's dog. And unfortunately, you know, it was just too close, and that happened. So I was devastated because I thought, I didn't know at the time, obviously, how it was going to heal. I mean, you can't really see it much now because it healed really well. But yeah, it was literally just, you know, so I was like devastated, thought, oh my gosh, I'm ugly. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to do anything again in my life. And I thought, all I could think to myself was how many opportunities of things that I wanted was over because of the way my face looked. And I remember I canceled all my birthday plans. I didn't want anyone to see me. I was so embarrassed, you know, with the big, you know, all these things in my face. The only thing I didn't cancel, and because my friend didn't let me, was this tickets that I had to see the show Anastasia at the Smith Center. And I hadn't been to the Smith Center ever. I hadn't been to a play, but I was like, okay, I love Anastasia. It's one of my favorite stories, and the music, everything. So I went, and when I saw it, I was so inspired. I was like, oh my gosh, like this is everything I love. Music, like dancing, singing, acting on stage. Like, why haven't I ever done this? Like, what has been my problem, right? I remember I was so inspired. And then it was like after my my scars or my injury was healing pretty well. And I thought, okay, maybe I won't be that terrible. And I remember the next day from that show, I was at work and I thought, you know what? I'm not going to let another day pass me by without me going for what I love. I'm not going to wait till another tragedy happens to me for me to want to say, live like it's your last day kind of deal. You know, you don't want to wait to have an expiration date to be appreciative of what you love, you know, or things you love. So so that day, the next day, I literally started going down a email chain of like reaching out to people of where I can get acting classes. Some people refer me to here, like so many people referred me everywhere. At the end, after maybe 30 minutes of trying to reach out, I got to one director. His name is Hassani Johnson. And he's like, yeah, I do acting classes. And I'm like, great. I send him the info. I send him the money. He's like, great. You start classes tomorrow. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll be there tomorrow. I was like, for real. The next day, like literally classes started the next day. I don't know if I was lucky, but it just happened that way. Right. And then ever since then, I haven't really looked back. Like I went and took the classes. I jumped, I took the leap. I didn't know anybody. I was probably one of the only people there that didn't know a single thing about acting. But everybody there was so great. And I'm still friends with everyone, well, mostly everyone there from the class, because we're all there supporting each other. And that was the beginning of my journey of trying to act. Of course, COVID hit, so classes stopped and stuff like that. And a lot of things became virtual and online and stuff, which is a little bit more difficult to do. But you don't let that, again, anybody can find an excuse to not do something and just like, oh, a little hiccup along the way. Well, I guess it wasn't meant to be. Like, no, find another way. And I did. I found another way. Like I said, it's all about, you know, the people you surround yourself with. If you find yourself with people that have similar interests as you have somebody that you can reach out to. You want to make a little community where you can feel that you have support and you support them and they support you. That's why I'm very supportive of upcoming artists and anything, music, dancing, acting. It doesn't matter, because I know what it is, the struggle. I know how hard they're working. You know, a lot of people see a little bit of success, but they have no idea, like all the rejection and the late nights and the anxiety, everything that it took just to get this little bit of success, you know? So, and as a person who is doing that, I totally get it. And I respect it so much. And I want to support people. And again, the more that you support people, I want to say that the more that they will one day, you know, support you too. I don't do it for they support me, but I want to say that that's just how you make friends and you network, and you surround yourself with the right people to support you in what you're trying to do. Maybe not in any monetary way, maybe just simple as like, hey, David, thank you for having me on your podcast. I really appreciate that, like I really do. Or sharing a story, sharing on your Instagram about this upcoming film, that I wasn't part of it. I had no part of it, but I want to go support more people. And that's how you start networking, and you have to do it with an open heart, a genuine want to do this. Because if you don't want to do it, if you think it's too much, the work, then you're wasting your time. If you're not really interested to do it for the long run because you love it, then you're in it for the wrong reasons, and you're gonna waste your time and other people who maybe are investing in you. So it's really something that has been where dancing was my first love, but acting is the one.
I like that.
That's how yeah, thank you.
Can I ask you something? So I've been actually looking for dance classes. I'm not a dance class, acting classes. Mm-hmm. And do you have any recommendations that
for acting classes?
Yeah, please, girl. Because I've been struggling. I've been trying to look. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it depends what you're trying to do. There are different types of classes, different types of things that there's cold read classes, there's improv classes. So it depends what you're trying to do and for what reason. There's the acting side of it in film, and then there's like if you want to do theater. So it just depends what you want to do. Right now, I'm not taking any classes again because I actually haven't resumed from COVID. But I took it upon myself to still be doing other things that I can do in acting to improve myself, which is like practicing TikTok videos where I'll do like little acting things here and there just for fun. I don't really care if anyone sees them or, I just do it because I like it. But you have to stay active in it in any way, just like any muscle. You want to continue practicing it and staying active with it. So I don't have classes right now that I can recommend because I'm not taking any myself, but I am trying to get back into that actually. So I know there are a few things here and there. Maybe some are still virtual. So I will send you that info as soon as I can get more info myself because I want to.
Please, girl, I would really appreciate because that's one thing I miss. I miss that what you just said, going back, that community, that like having that people that support you that have the same passion. Mm-hmm. I kind of miss that. I mean, I found it through the social dance events. You find the same people that like dancing, but I want to find the same people that like acting. That's the thing I'm missing. So, girl, if you could find that for me, I would highly appreciate it.
Absolutely. And honestly, you remind me a lot of a few friends that I have that are in the acting world, and they're super funny. Like you really are. So you totally fit right in with them. I can see you in the comedy side doing, whether it's, sitcoms or plays or anything like that. Absolutely. Anytime I'm constantly just kind of throwing things out there. Sometimes I'll throw it on my social media, like, hey, who wants to go to the movies? Or, hey, who wants to do this or that? And, a few people, people respond to it. And I have like my dance circle. I have my acting circle. I have like all kinds of different circles of friends, right? I don't really mix much, but sometimes they do cross over, and they kind of do get along because acting and dancing are very similar in the sense of like what the community is of people know everybody, so I can definitely see you with some of my friends. So next time that I do have like a little, circle of like, hey, who wants to go to the movies? I'll let you know so that way you can come and meet some people and definitely get into that. I'll send you the info too if I find any about classes.
Yeah, thank you, girl. And even if it's like a play to go see, I'm down. Like nobody here that I've met here in Vegas so far, they don't like going to plays. Like when I tell them like, yo, I've been wanting to go to this play. It was a Christmas one that was coming up and I wanted to go with somebody, but everybody's like, I don't really like doing that. Let's just go watch Fast and Furious like in the movies. I'm like, it's
Oh,
not the same
yeah,
because the
I see
thing,
that.
you know what I'm saying? So when you go to like an actual theater, like a play,
Mm-hmm.
you feel the energy of the cast.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
And
I
that's how it should be.
right? And I love that. And I like that in the end, sometimes they leave it up for the audience to guess what's gonna happen. I really, it's like a whole different experience, and I love it. Like it's like one of my favorite. Back in Chicago, I made a goal that I would go to see a play, four times, like four plays in a month. That was my
Oh,
goal
wow.
because
Well,
I really like that. I got to meet people like at the bar or even after the showcase. I love that. That's like one of my favorite things. So,
hmm
girl, please, if you know anything that coming up, I make sure I make it happen. Like if I have to sneak in the popcorn and the enchiladas, you know I got you. You know what I'm saying?
I can totally only if you sneak in the I'll sneak in the chile. Okay. I have a little one that I can put in my purse. I
I
am
got you.
I am that Latina that I'll sneak in that hot sauce. Absolutely. Honestly. And I hear you. I know it's not easy sometimes to find people, like I said, to have that interest. That's why I said, like, I didn't fit in much with people, when I was growing up. But until I found like what I liked, and that's how I got into make friends with people that have similar interests as me, right? Or there's at dancing or acting and stuff like that. And it's not easy sometimes to find if within your already existing circle of friends, if they don't have similar interests as you, that's it's hard to find that. Like, I'm like, hey, you want to go see a play and they're not interested in that. But it just takes one person. It just takes one person for you to know, for you to, have that in. And then from there, just kind of like, network your way out. So I will go with you to a play. Honestly, I love plays. Like my aunt taught me. I told her she was a dancer, and that's how I started dancing ballroom on stage. Taught me that when you're on stage, you must exude such energy. You must dance with such like, like that. The last person in the last row has to be able to feel you, has to feel that energy. Because otherwise, you just feel small. Like the people in the front will feel it, but the people in the back just see you small if you don't dance big. So in plays and theaters is the same. Everything is way more exaggerated. In film, you have to dial it down because, you're being recorded with like close up and stuff like that. But I definitely agree with the fact that you feel that presence, that energy that the cast gives you when they're on stage. And you just I personally, because I love it, right, get so inspired. I'm telling you, when I saw it on the stage, I like super loved it, that the next day, like it changed my life and I haven't even looked back. I was just like, this is the start of my acting journey and I haven't looked back ever since. And now it's just become such priority to me. It became what dancing was, and dancing is no longer my priority, but it's still something that I absolutely love and I'll never stop doing. I will continue to take classes here and there to maintain, I want to say, because it's still a fix that I need, as a person that loves it. But my priority is now acting, and hopefully I'm hoping that all those years and time span and energy and dancing will one day amount to something, like maybe I'll get a role in a movie because I'm a dancer. Or get a role in a movie because I like, martial arts, stuff like that. The things I don't do them for a specific purpose other than for the love of it. But I have faith that the things that I do love and spend so much that one day will all come, like it will all come together. And like I said, and it'll all make sense of like the sacrifices made, and everything will be just worth it. I mean, other than, of course, for the love of it, but also because it'll amount to something that people can actually see where it all went. So I always say, like, everybody wants a piece of the pie, but nobody wants to be a part of the work that it takes to make the pie,
Dang.
It's true. Like when you get a little success, people are like, oh, this and that. They all like, thank you. I appreciate that, but like, then you can tell when the ones that are actually in it because they genuinely support you, they genuinely care for you. And the ones that just haven't talked to you in a long time. You never really were close. All of a sudden they magically appear as your best friend. You're like, girl, and where were you when I needed a ride to the airport at 4 a.m? You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. Don't even lie. You know, there's not that many people I can call to take me to the airport at 4 a.m. But it's a fact, and it's going to happen. I think to everybody at some point, if you, you know, it's just inevitable. But you have to, again, I reiterate that it's about the people that you surround yourself with. You know, it's you have to kind of realize who's really there to support you and who's there to just take. Because I don't have time for people that just take, and part-time people, you know, who just want to get a piece of pie. Like, I'm not asking anything from you, but I'm not gonna, you know, I'm also here like working my butt off for something. And I'm hoping one day I will be able to show everybody that the sacrifices are worth it.
I love it. I love it, girl. That's good. Now, I'm going to have to, now it's time for the little trivia question.
Oh, no.
So, pretty much the way it goes, this game, I'm going to sing a little part of the song, and you have to figure out the name of the song and who is the artist. Okay. I'm not the best singer, but that's how the game goes. You know what I'm saying? So
I had to take off the headphones because my battery was dying. But
your battery's dying? Okay.
I'm charging it a little bit. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, girl. I can hear you.
Hold on. I can barely hear you, though. Can you hear me now a little bit? Can you talk?
Yeah. I hear you.
Okay, there you go. I can hear a little better.
Okay.
I'm ready for you.
All right, here it goes, girl. If you ain't got no money, take your bro. And I say, if you money, take your bro. And
GLAMOROUS, right? So, yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Who sings it? Who sings it, girl?
Oh gosh. Okay, wait. This is an old school song. Is it a group? It was a group of girls. Was it a group of girls?
It's one girl.
One girl.
First class.
Ciara.
Up in the
No.
In the fast lane.
It was Ciara.
Nah, girl, you ready? Watch this. You ready? Fergie. Yeah.
Oh my God! Yeah. Ciara. Why did you think it was Ciara?
I don't know, girl. You were thinking about that boom boom dun, 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 dun. I don't know what song.
Oh my God, that is so true. It really sounded like it was Ciara who was singing it. I was even playing it in my head. That's terrible. I'm terrible, and I consider myself a music person, but clearly, don't take that against me.
Oh man, you good? Okay, I got one more for you. I'm ready.
Okay, gotcha.
All right, so it goes like this. I like the way you do. Come to me. Oh, I can't explain it. I am so into you. I really like dun dun. Come to me. Yeah.
I'm so into you. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, that's the one. That's the song. You did it right. That melody. So
I know. But I can't think of the artist. Okay. Wait. Come to me. Can you give me another part of the song?
I can't think of the rap. There's a rap to it too.
Okay.
I get
Mario Fabulous.
Fabulous.
Is it?
It's Fabulous.
Oh yes. Okay, I knew it. Okay. See, I know my peoples. I know my music.
Oh man, she got me, man. I'm already sweating. I got nervous.
Oh no. But yeah, no. I love all those old school songs, you know. Lately I've actually been like I mostly sing in the shower. I don't, you know, but lately, like I said, I've been so into like these TikToks and, you know, following the rabbit hole of like 3 hours. And then I'm like, okay, you know what? Like it's part of putting yourself out there. It's just like what I like about TikTok is like I really just have fun with it. It doesn't really I don't really do it with the purpose of like, oh, I need to get all these, like, I don't, like, it doesn't bother me. I literally put the stupidest, I don't know if you follow me on TikTok, but I put the stupidest videos out there, or funny videos. I try to do acting videos and also singing. And I kind of like somehow transitioned it a little bit into my Instagram. And now like I've actually been reached out a little bit about doing some singing stuff. And I was like, oh, but I'm not really a singer. And I just feel so embarrassed. But then I take my own advice where I say it's part of you putting yourself out there. You know what I mean? Like I'm not necessarily like trying to, you know, do something with it, or I don't know if I will do something with it. It's just putting who I am out there, and whoever gets entertained and enjoys it, great, you know, and that's fine. Like it's really just doing it. And a lot of people don't do what they are meant to do or want to do because they're scared. And it's like, scared of what? The best things in life are on the other side of fear, you know, like it's such a freedom to be able to do you and not care about what people will say, you know. I have a lot of faith in God, and that I'm following the right footsteps. And if it might sound cliche with the whole one door closes, another one open, but trust me, it really is true. It is, you know. So you just have to trust that when things come out of things, leave your life, people leave your life, it's because it wasn't meant to be, or they served their purpose and now they're done and go on their merry way, and makes room for more people who are meant to be in your life for whatever reason. And you will have to have faith that it's for the best. Don't dwell on the sad things that happen to you, right? It's like dwell on the good things that can happen, or that potentially will lead to better things. No one knows the future. You just have to try your best to do better. Look at me doing all philosophical. You need to stop me at some point. I love it, girl. I have philosophy for days. You just stop me at some point.
All right, so look, I want to do one more song with you. One more. Okay. I'm gonna bring it back to the old days. You ready?
I'm done. I'm ready for it.
Do. Y'all know what it is. All the things that keeps me up when I'm feeling down. I don't know what about you. I got my mind itself. I got a like mine. Another shoulder like mine. Baby, that's right. Addicted to how we kiss. I tried to do the last part.
Yeah, continue. And then?
I can't get the beat. Sorry, girl. My little flow fell. It fell over.
Why you gotta do that song, huh?
I'm sorry, girl. Just, you know what I'm saying?
So I hear the song in my mind, but I have no idea who sings that one.
Chris Brown. The shorty like mine. Baby, that's right. Addicted to how we get. Everything is... It will Bow Wow. All these things inside of me. All I want to do is... I don't know how to do
Oh my God.
I let the
you might even have a career in that.
I try, girl. You know what I'm saying? But no, I just love old school. I'm with you 100%. Old school music definitely has a different level. Like R&B, I said in like a previous podcast, like 2 podcasts ago, that it's sad to say this, but R&B is dying. It's not alive. Now everyone's focusing on that pop. Let's get back to the old school, like the 80s vibe, but it's not what happened to R&B. Like Chris Brown, he still could sing, and the girl, Her, but like I said, we need to bring it back. Like I miss that old little.
It's a little better.
Sorry about the commercial break, guys. You know what I'm saying?
You know, girl, you know, it's like I use my phone so much that I run out of battery. Yeah, no, I agree with the music. It's just not what it used to be. And I am the type where I would much rather go support the upcoming artists, like I said, you know, than a mainstream pop person. I'm not big on concerts. I'm not big on any of that. There's very few limited artists that I will pay to see live in concert, because honestly, I'm like, I can hear them on the radio. I don't need to see them. Like, what for? I'm not going to actually meet them in person. So there's no reason for me to go pay all that money to go see anybody in concert. Like, nobody is that important to me. The only one that I would is like I said, like legends, people that I feel are worth it. And one of them is Andrea Bocelli. I was actually just texting with somebody earlier today. He's coming February 2022. And I don't know if you know who Andrea Bocelli is, but he's an amazing, he's been considered one of like the best singers of the world. And he's getting older, and I was like, I don't want to regret like not seeing him in concert one day before he retires. That happened to me with Vicente Fernandez. I wanted to see him, and then now, you know, he doesn't do concerts anymore. I never got to see him live. So those are the people, obviously, from back in the day, music, that I feel are worth. You have to keep that little piece of history alive, I want to say. But anybody else, like, no, I wouldn't. It's just, hopefully one day I'll make it big enough where I could just actually go visit to them backstage. You know, like, I don't actually have to pay and like sit there in like the nosebleed section and like, oh my God. But, you know, one can dream.
So. Right. Oh man, that's what's up, girl. Well, let me wrap it up. This is the Outlet to Reality, the Holders podcast in Vegas and Chicago every Tuesday. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Ching! Y'all know where to find me. I'm on Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, the Outlet to Reality. My Snapchat is Take One Pass It, and my TikTok is at Yaakov 28. And for my special guest, Lluvia, the best actress, dancer, motivational speaker over here. Girl, where can my fans find you?
So you can find me on TikTok if you want to just have like some random content in your timeline, which would be me. My TikTok is Rain and then Gia, Gia. My Instagram handle is my name dot last name dot lv. So it's Lluvia with double L. For those who don't speak Spanish, is LLUVIA. Dot my last name is GIACOMAN.lv for Las Vegas. So that's my Instagram handle where you guys can find me there. I don't have YouTube, so one day I might just start a website, but right now, that's kind of like where if you have curiosity, like, just go follow me. So
that's what's up. All right, squad. Peace.